What's going on, Jerome's Week 16 NFL action is upon us. Now, again, for entertainment purposes only, picking the entire card is very stupid, but we proceed. Last week, we went 7-9. We are currently 95, 90, and 8 on the season, 51.3% winning percentage, which is okay, but still falling short of the 52.4% break even. But we will try to get rich, again, for entertainment purposes only, this week. So starting off tonight, Thursday Night Football, you got the Broncos, stupid-ass Sean Payton, taking on Harbaugh and the Chargers. Now, Chargers got humbled last week by the Buccaneers. The Broncos are whatever, right? And the Broncos getting 3 points in this spot. I actually think that the Chargers come out, they control things. That defense is pretty damn legit. This ends up being like a 20-13 type game. Give me the Chargers here. 2 Saturday games. So TBD, what happens with Mahomes and his ankle could be Carson Wentz. But of course, the Chiefs want to keep pace for the 1 seed in the AFC. So we'll see what happens here. And the Texans, I just don't trust the Texans. You know what I mean? Like, C.J. Stroud has regressed. Defensively, they're solid with Daniil and Will Anderson, but I simply do not trust the Texans in this spot. So whether it's Mahomes, whether it's Carson Wentz, I just think that the Kansas City Chiefs defense takes it to the Texans, and the Chiefs are able to win yet another ugly, low-scoring game. And then you got the Steelers on the road against Baltimore. I feel like Baltimore's kind of rolling. Lamar's definitely feeling himself right now. Like, he and Josh Allen are having a game of horse to determine who wins the MVP, and the Ravens are starting to get their ish together. I think Derrick Henry wants to bounce back from that sort of whatever pedestrian game that he had last week. So I think that, especially with T.J. Watt's availability up in the air, I think that the Ravens cover the 6. I think they win by a touchdown going away. Then you have the rolling ecological disaster that is the New York Football Giants. Who's starting at quarterback? Who cares, right? But the Falcons, hot Atlanta at home, big Penix energy, replacing Kirk Cousins, 4 years, $180 million deal, $100 million guaranteed. Nah, should be easy. I think that the Giants will put up the good fight. I think that 10 is kind of a lot in this spot, but I do think that Penix will energize the fan base. But I think that the Giants, even though they're a disaster, I think the Falcons have had their myriad of issues as well. So I think the Giants cover the 10. And they got the Lions on the road against the crooked Chicago Bears. Now, Lions ravaged by injuries. I know that Dan Campbell is trying to be all verbose and boisterous and stuff. David Montgomery is also gone for the year. I don't know what to make this team. And the Bears, the Vikings took them to woodshed on Monday night, but they're not untalented. And frankly, the Bears should have won on Thanksgiving if Matt Eberflus, wasn't such a Dumas in terms of game management. So I actually think that the Bears, on an 8-game losing streak, they rally up. I'm not saying that they win outright, but I do think that they cover the touchdown. I think this is yet another 23-20 type game. And then you got the Browns on the road against the Bengals. TBD, what's going to happen at quarterback? Recording this a little bit earlier in the week, but is Jameis going to start? Is DTR going to start? Who knows? The Bengals, they're doing it's too little too late. But it is good to see Jumpin' Joe Burrow and company putting up numbers. I think that Cincy wins outright and covers the 7. Then you got the Tennessee Titans plus 3.5 against Indianapolis. Mason Rudolph in place of Will Levis. And Indianapolis, I don't know. Like the Colts. The Colts are the absolute worst decent team or the most decent of the bad teams. That's where they're currently at. But I think that in division, I think Indianapolis at home is able to get their ish together. I think this is like a 17-13 type game, just like not one that you want to watch. The Rams on the road. So the Rams, won that ugly Thursday night game against the 49ers, but I do think that they get rolling. I think the Jets caught a little bit of lightning in the bottle last week against the Jaguars. I don't think that replicates. I think that the Jets go down in this one, and the Rams cover the 3 going from west to east. Philly on the road against Washington. Philly. Now the Vikings and the Eagles locked in a potential chase for the 1 seed. I think the Lions are sort of falling off right now, but the Eagles, they flexed last week against the Steelers, the Commies. Jaden Daniels is always going to give you a puncher's chance. They went down and got it done in New Orleans last week, near run thing. Scary Terry's really starting to light things up, even though he was basically blanketed last time by Quinion Mitchell, the rookie cornerback out of Toledo for the Eagles. But at home, at Landover, I think that the Commies do at least cover the 3.5. I think the hook is important in this spot. And then you got Arizona at Carolina. Give me the Panthers, baby. I know that they were sort of whatever against the Cowboys, but the Panthers have been playing some good ball as of late. Arizona has been extremely spotty. I'll guarantee you one thing. Trey McBride will not score a touchdown. He just refuses. But give me Carolina at home, getting 4.5 points. Late games, I got the Vikings on the road against Seattle. Covering the 3, obviously winning outright. And Seattle, it looks like Geno's going to be rocking back in there. And they got weapons all over the place. The defense is really starting to settle in, but the Vikings, team of destiny, going in, slinging Sammy Darnold, a 27-23 type game. Go ahead. Then you got the Patriots on the road, 2 touchdown dogs against Buffalo. Buffalo rolls them. I don't think that Bob Kraft would do Gerard Mayo dirty after one season, but this team is just inept, inert, and just ceased to be. They're done. Jacksonville pick them against the Raiders. Give me the Jaguars. Give me some Brian Thomas Jr., BTJ, who's more talented than Malik Neighbors, by the way. I said what I said. Then the Niners on the road. What's left over from the 49ers against Miami? I don't know. 2 massively disappointing, underachieving teams. I guess the Dolphins win. Sure. And they got the Buccaneers on the road against the Cowboys. The Bucks -4. I'm taking the home dog in this spot. I'm not saying that the Cowboys win, but could this be a 30-27 type game? Certainly could see that. And then lastly, you got the Saints a +14 on the road against the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers. Jake Haener and company. I don't know. It's really hard to fade 2 touchdowns, but New Orleans is just not it right now. But I don't know. It's really hard to turn down 2 touchdowns. Backdoor cover one time. Green Bay probably wins. Really hoping not, but 28-17, type game, backdoor cover situation. Who knows? But that's it. That's it. Week 16 NFL picks, again, for entertainment purposes only. Woo! Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys know what to do. Skol. Production value.